about non-conference? You know, how's non-conference prepared you for conference schedule?
You know, this is what I told our guys this morning when I met with them. This is the difference between a win and a loss versus Winthrop. If we win this game, we will be tied for second in the non-conference race as far as our conference is concerned. I looked at it this morning. I think Drake's going to end up leading the league with 9 wins, but eight wins will put us at least tied for second in our conference. The other thing is there's a difference. If you lose this, now you're tied for 7th. So that's the difference between 5 places, and I think it's a big deal for us. But the other thing that I think our guys have finally figured out, that we've tried to hammer in their heads as much as possible, that the new matrix with the NET and all of this, with a win, we think this will make us the #1 team in the Valley with the NET. So it's still a big deal to us, and it's obviously a big deal to win, but it puts us in a situation that has been our goal all along, is to find a way to get to postseason play. And you know, our goal is to win a conference championship, but at the same time, if we're unable to do that, we want to put ourselves in the best position that we can, and right now we've done that with our non-conference schedule.
How has Winthrop changed from last year, or have they stayed mostly the same?
No, I don't want to say they're a lot different, but they're different. This is going to be an interesting game. This will be an intriguing game. They shoot 34 threes a game. As I told you before, our guys, anytime we shoot over 20, I feel pretty bad about our team. I thought we could shoot upwards to 25 threes a game this year, but we're still about the same team I've always had. If we shoot 20, 21, 22, we're okay. They average 94 points a game. They shoot it 67 times a game, whereas we shoot it 53. They're going to shoot it within 10 to 15 seconds every time down the floor. They are a transition team, and they can make threes. And they're a scary team. They're a scary team. They come in here and make perimeter jumpers, they'll beat us. We've got to do a great job in transition defense. We've got to find shooters as fast as possible. And they are 2.2 points away from 6 guys averaging double figures. So this is a highly explosive offensive team.
Where do you think you progressed this week when you've been able to practice a couple days in a row?
Hopefully we've progressed defensively, because I haven't been excited about our defense at all. We feel comfortable that we can score. But right now, I should say 2 categories. Turnovers and defense are really bothering right now. And I don't want to get carried away on our defense. Our defense numbers are pretty doggone good, and we've played a really good schedule, but it's just not to the likings of what I want to get to. We haven't been under 39-9 in quite some time, and that's our goal going into every game. We've got to stop turning the ball over, and that's certainly been an emphasis with our transition.
I guess how surprised you've been with that very, a veteran team, veteran point guards, and you've had a number of turnovers the last couple of games.
Well, we're also leading the league in assists, or we were. I didn't look at the assist deal this week, but you know, we're one of the best offensive teams in the country right now. So I think, guys, I'm disappointed. A lot of our turnovers are guys trying to hit home runs, make the big hero play. We can't do that. The other segment of the turnovers are charges. And my gosh, we've had more charges than I can ever imagine. And obviously, Buffalo's good at that because they got Syracuse into a bunch of charges as well. So they're really good. But we had 8 charges at Buffalo. You just can't do that. You can't do that. So those are unique turnovers. But we've got to certainly cut those down. We're one of the worst teams in the country right now turning the ball over. And we're not that team. I know we're not. We've made a couple of what do I want to say here? Different way we're going to attack with certain people. So we've made some adjustments this week. We'll see if it helps us a little bit, especially going into conference.
I looked at the points from turnovers for them versus the amount. We shot 20-some free throws, and stats have shown that if you shoot over 20 shots for free throws, you have a good chance of winning. But the difference between the points for turnovers for them and our free throw differential was exactly the 7-point or 8-point loss.
Marv, I'll give you a great example where the turnovers played a part in the Buffalo game. Is that we got the ball game to 6, if I'm not mistaken, and we had a timeout. 3 minutes to 2:30 minutes, 2:30 somewhere in there, and we came out of the time. We came out of the timeout, turned it over 3 straight times, and you can't do that. And we were making our free throws. I think we were 18 of 22, if I'm not mistaken. But we were getting to the line. We talked about get to the line, get to the line, get to the line, but you can't turn the ball over, and we did. And we had some really, as Todd said there at the game, the head scratchers. We had some bizarre turnovers, and that comes back to me. Some of that's focus, and some of that's guys trying to go win the game by themselves. And I don't think it's a selfish thing. I thought we were selfish against Murray. We were really selfish against Murray. And we were shell-shocked as well. But against Buffalo, I didn't think we were selfish. I thought we were just trying to hit home runs.
2 double-doubles for McGill. Has he impressed you, or is this what you expected?
I think Eric can play much better. I mean, Eric's always impressed me. That's why we signed him. I think you guys, if you remember about, it's 6 or 7 weeks ago, I just said you guys have never seen the real Eric McGill. I think he's a special player. Eric will end up being, if Eric stays healthy, I think Eric could be our leading rebounder, or will definitely be our best offensive rebounder on our team. What he does in the open floor, we have a lot of guys that can't do that. And he's certainly one of the most explosive athletes that I've ever coached. Eric's got to learn how to control himself better in transition and not turn the ball over. And he made great strides with that today in practice.
Well, with him being your best offensive rebounder, is there anything that Zeke or Kavion can learn from him?
Yeah, just go after the ball. Guys, there's no secret to offensive rebound other than one thing: go get it. I've always, if you look at all the Hall of Famers, all the great rebounders, they'll tell you there's a quote out there for the kid that used to play at Morehead State. I'm drawing him. Fareed.
Kenneth Fareed or
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kenneth Fareed says that they ask him what's the number one thing, because he's a great rebounder. What's the number one thing that you talk about rebounding? He says, "Go get it." That's it. I mean, it's a pretty good quote.
What have you done to try to help them finish at the rim a little bit better? Have you broken out the football pads again this week?
We've, yes, to put it lightly, yes. And a lot of running for missed layups, finishing at the rim. We'll see if that makes a difference. It'll be certainly an emphasis over the holidays. Certainly we're going to work on, because I'm really disappointed in finishing at the basket. We missed 5 layups against Buffalo. 8-point deficit, that makes a big deal.
Do you have more faith in your zone defense now, Barry? You really think you're best at man-to-man, for the most part?
It depends. I think it depends on personnel. But yeah, I shouldn't say I didn't have faith in it going in. I know how we are. We're better guarding in man we're certainly better than a man team than we are a zone. But when we run up against a guy like Perkins, what I would call a pop-out 5, it puts us in a position where we play some zone. So. But it was good to see us that we were able to do that. We started in it and got 5 straight stops. And I thought that was really good.
Coach, has Armand Fletcher been cleared for his suspension?
Nope. So you guys will know. I'm just telling you. There'll be no comments until he runs out on the floor. You're going to ask me that every time. And I'm going to tell you the same exact answer.